Good evening everybody. Today we're not taking a look at someone from Terraria, not originally at least, but rather someone who got stuck there. Regardless, he seems happy enough with his new home and endeavours to help protect it, for a reasonable price of course. Today we are discussing the Tavernkeep, originally from Dungeon Defenders 2, but now from Terraria. The Tavernkeep is a native of the world of Etheria, and is, as his name suggests, the proprietor of a tavern there. After being sucked through a dimensional rift, however, the Tavernkeep ended up in Terraria, and now assists the champion in keeping the scourge of his own world at bay, by selling them unique equipment. He is a somewhat burly individual, and wears a blue shirt with a long apron. Naturally, he goes by several different names, including Bruce, Dale, Ernest, and Mo. However, it's unknown if these are names he'd be known by in Etheria, or if they are just what Terrarians have called him. Additionally, he is known to go by several other terms for his profession, such as barkeep, or altogether different ones for some reason, like blacksmith. There is not a great deal of information about the Tavernkeep's history, however it's doubtful that this is because it's unknown, and may simply be because there is not a great amount to speak of. By the Tavernkeep's own admission, he considers coming to Terraria a big upgrade, indicating that he did not really have much of a life in Etheria. What life he did have seemed to completely revolve around the running of a bar, and taking complaints from his patrons. Upon arriving in Terraria though, he is found unconscious by the champion, and is quick to inform them of the Old One's army, a great threat to his own world, that now, due to the portal he traversed, threatens Terraria. In order to assist the champion to defeat the army, he sells various specialized weapons and armor from his own world that are capable of creating unique traps, which can be used to more effect against the army than the standard weapons of Terraria. Due to the fact he sells these items for defender medals, a currency of Etheria, it may be that the Tavernkeep is not really stuck in Terraria, but rather frequently travels back to replenish his stock with the medals the champion provides, and actually prefers his life in Terraria. Despite his apparent career change from barkeep to interdimensional arms dealer, the Tavernkeep still has the tendencies of a bar landlord, and will happily sell ale to anyone who wishes it. An interesting note to point out though, is that while the Tavernkeep is known to possess Eternia crystals, prisons for a great evil of his own world, there doesn't appear to be a good reason why. It could be that his presence within Terraria is not an accident after all, and that his choice to remain is not simply because he prefers the life there, but because he has a job to do. It is not so difficult to consider that Etheria was being overrun by the Old One's army, so when a portal between dimensions was opened, and a Dryad fell through from Terraria, the heroes concocted a plan that would rid them of the Old One's army altogether. It could be that they tasked the Tavernkeep, an individual seeking a life more than just wiping down tables, with taking the Eternia crystals through the rift and ensure that those on the other side dealt with the problem for them. Given that it's said that the portals between Terraria and Etheria were opened by the sharing of knowledge between a blacksmith and a dimension-hopping wizard, and taking into account that the Tavernkeep sometimes goes by the moniker of blacksmith, it could even be theorized that there is much more to this simple figure than meets the eye, and that he may have taken it upon himself to rid Etheria of the Old One's army, going on to take responsibility for his actions by helping the people he inflicted the scourge upon defeat it. This line of reasoning is highly speculative, however, and has very little evidence to support it. While it is interesting to consider that the Tavernkeep is some sort of covert operative, above suspicion and working to his own ends, it is much more likely that he was merely an unwitting participant, caught up in the cross-dimensional shenanigans, and is just making the best of a bad situation. Given that he has no real achievements to speak of prior to travelling to Terraria, and even there he's not really an individual of note, the Tavernkeep must be assigned a notoriety of low. He may not be all that important, or even acknowledged by all that many people, but when you need him, he will always be there to listen to your problems, in a place where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. Yeah, I've just been advised by our legal team to stop that right there. But anyways, please subscribe for more course content, become a patron or channel member for early access to these lectures, and be sure to share the course with, well, everyone you know. Other than that, have a great day, and I will see you next time.